The American auto industry stands at a pivotal crossroads in September 2025, facing a rapid shift to electric vehicles, supply chain fragility, labor volatility, and protectionist trade winds. Legacy giants like Ford and disruptors like Tesla are making high-stakes decisions that will shape the sector for decades. Every factory closure, new investment, and cross-border deal is redrawing the map of North American auto production. Ford is juggling costly recalls and massive EV investments, while Tesla is setting the standard for charging infrastructure and expanding its reach. With international competition rising and US manufacturing data weakening, the industry must adapt or risk obsolescence. This series explores the strategic pivots, cross-border moves, and the profound impact on workers, supply chains, and the future of American manufacturing. American manufacturing is no longer just about domestic strength. Today, it's about building resilience and adapting to a rapidly changing global landscape. The auto industry, in particular, faces new challenges, from supply chain disruptions to shifting political winds, and the urgent need to secure resources for the electric vehicle revolution. That's why Ford and Tesla are deepening their ties with Canada, forging new partnerships, and expanding operations north of the border in response to mounting economic and political pressures. These moves are strategic, not just reactive. Canada offers a crucial hedge against supply chain risks, providing access to critical EV minerals like nickel and lithium and a more stable policy environment. Its vast natural resources and reliable infrastructure make it an attractive partner for automakers looking to future-proof their operations. Ford is investing heavily in both US and Canadian plants, diversifying its labor pools and supply networks to de-risk its transition to electric vehicles. By spreading production and sourcing across borders, Ford aims to ensure steady growth and innovation. Tesla, meanwhile, is securing Canadian minerals like nickel and lithium, vertically integrating its battery supply chain to reduce reliance on volatile overseas markets. This approach helps Tesla control costs, improve quality, and respond quickly to market changes. These moves aren't about abandoning the US, but about building a resilient North American manufacturing ecosystem that can weather global shocks and remain competitive on the world stage. Companies are leveraging the unique strengths of the US, Canada, and Mexico, combining resources, talent, and logistics to create a robust, interconnected industrial base that benefits the entire continent. The future of the continent's auto industry is increasingly integrated and interdependent, with collaboration across borders driving innovation, efficiency, and long-term success. Unpredictable US trade policy and lingering tariffs are driving automakers to diversify beyond American borders. 96% of manufacturing leaders worry about trade policy's impact, as tariffs inflate costs and disrupt supply chains. For companies like Ford and Caterpillar, tariffs on steel, aluminum, and Chinese components squeeze margins or raise prices for consumers. Instead of reshoring, many firms are shifting supply chains to stable partners like Canada, where the USMCA ensures tariff-free trade within North America. Moving production isn't simple. It requires relocating entire ecosystems of suppliers and logistics. Canadian facilities now serve as strategic assets, offering predictability amid global trade volatility. By assembling vehicles and components in Canada, automakers meet rules of origin for tariff-free treatment. In today's climate, a North American footprint is a vital hedge against policy uncertainty. The auto industry faces a double squeeze: a tight, restive labor market and fragile supply chains. Labor shortages, especially for skilled trades, empower unions and complicate production planning. Strikes and workforce instability, like the UAW action at GE Aerospace and federal raids at battery plants, highlight the sector's volatility. Automakers must balance rising wage demands with the struggle to find enough workers, leading to delays and uncertainty. Supply chain disruptions like the fire at SPS Technologies show how a single incident can halt production across the industry. Companies are responding by diversifying operations, especially in Canada, to access more stable labor and shorter, more resilient supply chains. Sourcing components within North America reduces vulnerability to overseas shocks. The move toward a continental manufacturing model is a direct response to these persistent challenges. The EV revolution is fundamentally transforming auto manufacturing, demanding new skills, new layouts, and massive investment. Factories that once echoed with the sounds of combustion engines are now being reimagined for a new era, where electric motors and advanced electronics take center stage. This shift is not just about swapping out parts, it's about rethinking the entire process of how vehicles are built from the ground up. Ford and others are retooling factories for EVs, installing robotics, and retraining workers as traditional engine and transmission jobs fade. The transition means that workers must adapt to new roles, learning to operate and maintain sophisticated machines that now dominate the assembly line. For many, this is both an exciting opportunity and a daunting challenge. Electric vehicles have fewer moving parts, shifting the focus to battery assembly and automation, raising anxiety among auto workers. The heart of the EV is its battery, and assembling these massive power sources requires precision and expertise. Automation is streamlining production, but it also means fewer hands are needed on the line, leaving some workers uncertain about their future. Automakers are racing to build their own battery plants, often partnering with tech firms and sourcing raw materials from Canada. These new gigafactories are massive undertakings, representing billions in investment and a commitment to securing the supply chain for years to come. Vertical integration is now key. Controlling the battery supply chain is as important as building the car itself. Companies are investing in every stage from raw material extraction to final assembly to ensure they aren't left behind in the global race for EV dominance. The capital required for this transition is immense, pushing companies to spread investments across the US and Canada to access incentives and reduce risk. Governments are offering subsidies and tax breaks, making location decisions more strategic than ever before. The electric shift is changing not just how cars are made, but where and how factories are financed. Rural areas are seeing new opportunities as automakers seek affordable land and local support, while investors analyze the long-term returns of these massive projects. The new factory floor is continental, automated, and battery-centric, reshaping the very foundation of the automotive industry for generations to come. Amid industry upheaval, one area has unified EV charging. Tesla's North American Charging Standard, NACS, has become the industry norm, adopted by Ford, GM, and others for a seamless charging experience. Tesla's supercharger network, once exclusive, is now the backbone of North American EV infrastructure. For automakers, joining NACS was faster and cheaper than building rival networks, and for consumers, it eliminates charging confusion and anxiety. This standardization accelerates EV adoption and marks a rare moment of industry-wide cooperation. However, it also shifts power. Legacy automakers now rely on Tesla's infrastructure, ceding some control to their rival. The Charging Alliance is a symbol of the new automotive order, where technology and collaboration trump old rivalries. The American auto industry is in the midst of its most transformative era yet, facing a complex crossroads. It must balance the rapid acceleration of the EV revolution, ongoing trade policy uncertainty, and persistent labor and supply chain challenges that test the resilience of manufacturers every day. The pressure to innovate and adapt has never been greater. Ford and Tesla's cross-border strategies reflect a broader shift toward building a resilient, integrated North American manufacturing base, where collaboration across borders is key to survival and growth. Automakers now face the dual challenge of managing declining combustion engine businesses while making massive investments in electric vehicles and new technologies, all while negotiating with a workforce that is demanding job security and new skills in an increasingly automated future. The era of purely national auto industries is over. Collaboration, standardization, and shared innovation like the NACS charging network are now essential for competitiveness. As global competitors intensify their efforts and new players enter the market, the future of the US industry will depend on its ability to adapt quickly, secure stable policy support, and invest in workforce training and upskilling. The moves we see today, Canadian investments, large-scale factory retooling, and new charging alliances, are laying the foundation for the next era of American manufacturing, setting the stage for a more sustainable and competitive industry. The engine of American industry is being rebuilt from the ground up, and its final form will be shaped by the bold choices and partnerships made across North America in the years to come.